Life can leave us feeling lost and broken, dreams fade, hopes shatter. We wonder if we will ever recover from our wounds, but there is good news. God is a God of restoration. He sees our pain, He hears our cries, and He promises to make all things new. God is not limited by time or human constraints. He sees the beginning and the end. He holds our yesterdays, todays, and tomorrows in His hands. What we may perceive as lost years are not lost to Him. He can restore what has been stolen, heal what has been broken, and redeem what has been lost. We may not always understand God's ways, we may question His timing, but we can trust His heart. He is a master weaver, taking the broken threads of our lives and creating something beautiful. He is making a masterpiece. God doesn't just fix what's broken, He makes it better than before. Think of Job. He lost everything, his family, his wealth, his health. But God restored Job's fortunes, giving him twice as much as he had before. God's restoration goes beyond repair. It's transformative. Joel chapter 2 verse 25 tells us, "I will restore to you the years that the swarming locust has eaten." God doesn't just give back what was lost, He gives us something even greater. He takes our ashes and turns them into beauty. He takes our pain and uses it for good. He takes our brokenness and makes us whole. This is the power of God's restoration. Joseph's life took an unexpected turn when his brothers sold him into slavery. Yet God used this betrayal to elevate Joseph to a position of power in Egypt. Through Joseph, God saved countless lives during a time of famine. Paul, once a persecutor of Christians, became a devoted apostle after a life-changing encounter with Jesus. God used Paul's past to fuel his passion for spreading the gospel. These stories remind us that God can use even our deepest pain for a greater purpose. We may not always see where the path leads, but we can trust the one who guides us. God sees the bigger picture. He knows the plans He has for us. These plans are good. God's restoration doesn't always happen overnight. It takes faith. It takes patience. It takes surrender to His will. We must trust His timing and His plan. Even when we don't understand, God's grace is sufficient for us. His power is made perfect in our weakness. As we surrender our broken dreams to Him, He gives us new visions, deeper faith, and a reliance on His unfailing love. He brings healing to our wounds and renews our strength. God's timing is perfect. His abundance exceeds our expectations. He takes our broken dreams and turns them into testimonies of His goodness and grace. He is the God of restoration, and He is faithful to complete the work He has begun in us.